Hello there and welcome to this week's edition of The Week Ahead. I'm Charlie Fuchs and joining me on the line is Matt Simpson from ThinkForex. Welcome, Matt. On Tuesday, we see the new residential sales figures for the US. Do you think the outcome will be positive or negative for the US market?
Well, I think it's, as always the case, it's one data set of many. So we've got the new home sales. It's a particularly volatile release anyway. But we've also got existing home sales as well. So I think to get a clearer picture of bullish or bearish, you'd need to be seeing positive releases on both of these together to have more sustainable effect. Give an example, on the existing home sales, they've been trending down now since, or dwindling, let's say, since September 2013. The last two readings coming positive. So if we get, this is later tonight by the way, so if we get a positive on the existing home sales and accompanied with new home sales on Tuesday, then that's going to be a bit more, being more inflationary pressures on from the Fed as well. So we should see some buying there on the US dollar. However, when I look at the greenback, I'm actually getting a little bit bearish on that. So I've got a 6.4-year cycle low approaching over the coming weeks or months. And if you look at the US dollar index, we're trading below 80.50, and that's going to be a good level of resistance. And I think technically we're coming back down to 80.80 and 80.05. So I'm banking on negative news coming out from the US.
Mark Carney is due to hold yet another press conference this Thursday to discuss the financial stability report. How do you think this will affect the strength of the pound, which peaked last week at a 5-year high?
It's going to be very, very closely watched release, but there's also other things coming out. So we've got the inflation report hearings on Tuesday. So any clues there, because what the market's waiting for at the moment, any clues as to them bringing more specific timing of the interest rate going up, then that's going to be seeing cable hold of a 1.7. But I think near term that if there's any wobble from them or they start backpedaling a little bit, that will have near-term bearish implications. So I'd expect to see cable drop below 1.7. Because the markets get frustrated like that sometimes. They get all excited at the anticipation, and when it doesn't happen, they sort of throw the money back at them. So I can't see cable moving very far leading into this. But certainly, if they're not hawkish enough on Thursday, then I'd see cable's going to come back to maybe 1.69, maybe even 1.68 as well. But on the more longer term, when I look at the commitment of traders, reports that it's quite clear that you've got lots of fresh professional money coming in, and you've got open interest is rising as well. So that basically tells us that the big guys are taking long bets on pound, the British pound, and I'd expect that to last for some while as well. So near term, I think there's a bit of chance for a pullback on cable. Overall, it's bullish.
Bank of Japan Governor Haruhiko Kuroda spoke this morning at the Association of Corporate Executive Members meeting. The governor suggested that the world's third largest economy was headed for a moderate recovery driven by domestic demand. What's your prediction on how the Japanese markets will pick up or fluctuate over the course of this week thanks to this optimistic statement?
Well, I think they're going to continue fluctuating the same way they have for the past few weeks, and that's frustratingly. So if you're a position trader trying to get a nice, good position, it's very difficult to be trading dollar-yen, for example, at the moment. I'll give you a quick example. For the last 7-8 trading sessions, we've been ranging in a 62 pip range. So it's great if you're an intraday trader, but if you're trading anything higher than, say, the 4-hour or the daily time frame, then it's very difficult to get any decent meat on the bone or any decent moves on the yen pairs. But we've got a few other things going on, not just from the statements here. On one hand, we've got yen was being bought last week off the fears of Iraq, but then we had a stronger looking US dollar as well at the same time. So what we've actually got here is two currencies that are flailing around the place and they're not giving us directional moves. Volatility is very, very low across all the markets at the moment. So I think it's a safe bet to say that we could be frustrated for a little while longer as well on dollar yen specifically and other markets as well. So to give you an idea where I would be looking right now, you've got the risk assets like the Aussie, the Kiwi. They're the better moves at the moment, surprisingly, because they're offering the higher interest rates. And on one hand, it's a bit confusing because we've got these uncertainties in Iraq, yet we've also got risk assets going up. So I think there's easier pairs to be trading than the dollar yen at the moment.
What other market changes are you keeping an eye on over the course of the week?
Yeah, so Kiwi yen, I'm very bullish on that at the moment. Kiwi Swiss, anything Kiwi related against a safe haven, I think we'll be seeing further gains. And the same with the Australian dollar, of course, because of the interest rate differential. The Kiwi has the upper hand over the Australian dollar. But ones to keep an eye on, if we've got the Eurozone, they've just dropped their interest rates to negative territory, so we can expect money to be flowing out of Europe into Kiwi bank accounts right now just to take advantage of that. So money flow is looking pretty strong over to Australasia. Other pairs as well that's got my interest is US dollar CAD. It's looking increasingly bearish below 1.08. We had some really good data out on Friday that makes the market expect inflationary pressure to be building up for Canada. But I think that will be shortly lived, I think. So there's probably another few pips left to the downside for dollar CAD. But really, it's all about the Aussie and the Kiwi for me.
Thank you, Matt, for your insights into the markets this coming week. Well, that's it for today's Week Ahead. Continue to click back on the Dukascopy site for more news on the Forex markets.